Okay, here we are. It's a 1985 LMC 1200. These are your steering controls, both back or brake. This is your emergency brake. That's off, that's on, it's automatic. You got park, reverse, neutral, drive, second and first. Usually started in neutral or park. Your choke is here. Obviously your ignition switch is here. You got your oil pressure, fuel, RPM, differential, and engine temperature. And this is your headlight switch. These are for the fan, the front and the rear. These three switches are not used. This is your right windshield wiper, left windshield wiper, and these two here under the key switch are your interior lights. Your front, interior, and then the rear, interior. So before we start this thing, we always want to just lift this engine cover. Reach down here, right in between the distributor and you got your oil. I always want to check the oil. Oil should be below full and above add. Critical thing here, it's kind of hard to see. Get that back in the holder. You want to make sure it's not over full. Sometimes. Okay, so we're good. We're definitely not over full. The biggest issue is sometimes if the carburetor float gets stuck in the open position, the fuel tank can drain into the crankcase, and you're going to thin your oil out. When you're traveling long distances, that's always a risk. So if that was over full, you would need to drain the oil and replace the oil. 10-30 weight's fine. Okay, everything looks good. We're in neutral. It has been running this morning, so I probably don't need to choke it, but if it's cold, you would choke it to start. Once it's started, take the choke down to, keep it running, but you don't want to leave the choke on. You'll foul the plugs. Just leave it on until it's warmed up. So here we go. Our oil pressure's good. There's only 5 gallons in that tank, so we're pretty low. Everything looks good. Once the engine's warmed properly, you'll be able to put it into gear and it won't die with the brake on. So I got it in reverse. I'm going to slowly let out on the brake. Start moving. Now I can stop the machine when I pull both. If I just pull one, it's gonna turn. On hard surfaces, don't get too aggressive with the turning. You see, you can use that emergency brake. You want to make sure you're totally stopped before you change gears. This thing's geared real low. Transmission's still spinning pretty fast when you're going 1 mile an hour. So make sure you're stopped. Put it in drive. Now you If we were in snow, we could turn a lot more aggressively, but if you're on a hard surface, you could throw a track. It's real hard on the tracks even if you don't throw them. But both of the rear view mirrors are set to where you can see your tracks, especially while you're getting set up. So Anyway, that's pretty much it. Always keep an eye on the fuel or the oil pressure. You don't want to, you know, get low on that. You destroy the engine. Sometimes if the throttle gets stuck, best thing to do, boom, shut it off. You know, if you've got a lot of experience, you can reach down with your foot and pull the throttle back, but you know, if that linkage gets caught and you're revving it high, you'll blow the engine up. So on these older machines, anytime a throttle gets stuck, the best thing to do is just shut it off, and then, you know, clear the throttle, you know, figure out what causing it to catch. Sometimes spray a little lubricant on the linkages is all it needs. Anyway, that's about it for now. I'm going to load this and I'll shoot some more video. Put that in park and make sure the key's off. You don't want that thing running the battery down. So when the key can pull out, you can leave it in the ignition. Just make sure you don't leave it in the on position.